Hello, and welcome to my comic of the week, which isn't actually a comic that came out this week because comics haven't come out this week yet. But before we start this one, I guess want to ramble a little bit. I was gonna do Red Rooster this week because I liked it. It's one of the new Allegiance comics books that they're selling at Walmart, and I picked up all 4 of the first issues, and I'm going to continue with Red Rooster and one more, Red Rooster and Bass Reeves. I think that's the name of it. Those 2 were heads and shoulders above the other 2, which weren't bad, just not interested in them. And this comic of the week is Fell, which I've been holding off on because, I don't know, I wanted to do a different kind of video for this comic because it's an awesome comic from one of my favorite writers. The reason I moved it up is because Warren Ellis, the writer of Fell, is currently in hot water. He's the latest victim of, I mean, you can't even call it sexual assault accusations of asking a woman he thought was attractive to go out with him charges. Apparently men aren't allowed to do that anymore. He let out this meaningless, vapid apology that doesn't mean anything because he's not apologizing for anything, through his little Orbital Operations newsletter, which I've been subscribed to for, I don't know, 5 or more years. And I was going to read that apology, but if you've heard one person apologize for not doing anything wrong, you've heard them all. And this read like all the rest. And oh my God. I mean, I didn't plan anything out to say, but never apologize if you haven't done anything wrong. Never back down if you're in the right. From what I can tell, Warren Ellis didn't do anything wrong, and if he did, he should turn himself into the police. If not, then he needs to shut up and keep writing. But Fell. This is the first issue. This is a reprint, I believe. Yep. This was a second printing because it just was insanely popular when it came out. But this, I mean, I don't know. I may have told the story somewhere in one of my videos over the years, but I'll repeat it again. Fell, I picked up just on a whim. I was in a comic book store. I was trying to find trades for The Sandman. I always get a little self-conscious going into comic book shops because when I was a kid, I went in looking for the little cards in the packs, the little superhero cards. They would come in card packs, and I said, hey, do you guys sell comic book cards? And they said, oh, for what comic book? And I was like, just the little packs. And I'm like, ugh. And they were pretentious assholes, comic book store owners who not... they were too hot to trot and made a little kid feel like shit and not want to read comics anymore. But now I always feel self-conscious when I don't know, I feel like that kid again whenever I go into a comic book store, so I just like get my books and leave. But this one, when I went to this comic book, this was an awesome comic book store. This was Comics Kingdom. It used to be in Hamden. Now it moved. I think they're still open. But those guys were cool, and he helped me find The Sandman on the shelf, and I was walking out, I was like, hey, let me find something else to read since I'm here. This one was $1.99. $1.99, are you out of your mind? And it was an awesome little package. The first 3 issues were out. I grabbed the first 3 issues, and I was hooked. But Fell is about Detective Richard Fell, who was a cop who gets transferred from the big city to Snowtown, and Snowtown's like the nowhere nobody wants to go. He's being punished for, I guess, being a shitty cop. And this is just about him moving in and his first little case he solves. Yeah. And the art is by Ben Templesmith, and yeah, one of my favorite comic book artists. And yeah, but yeah, this is about him moving into Snowtown, and he's investigating what it looks like a accidental death or an accidental. I don't even know if he's investigating. I think he's just moves into an apartment. Yeah, that's what happens. He moves into the apartment, and a body has been taken out because the town's so horrible, of course. And it turns out that through conversations with the daughter of the man who died and just his detective intuition, he discovers that the man didn't die of natural causes. He was killed, but he was killed by an alcohol overdose. He's an alcoholic, and his wife, but his stomach is messed up, so his wife would have to give him alcohol enemas. And I guess she would just give him beer normally. I can't remember what she would normally give him to drink, but I guess she was sick of him, and one day decided to give him a couple liters of vodka up his ass, and that was enough to kill him. And that's what happened. And Richard Snow meets a few people. Yeah, that's the daughter of the girl, but he meets this woman who is the bartender in Snowtown. And they start up a kind of a relationship, not really romantic, but she gives him a little heads up and about the town, the ins and outs, and what to expect. And then I think she brands him if I can find it. Yeah, right there, yeah, on his neck, and as a symbol of protection. But yeah, what was awesome. I'm not going to talk about the story. That's basically all the story. They're all pretty short. Each story was just like completely insular, just one case or one incident, but had this overarching story of Richard fell in Snowtown, and there was a crazy nun. You may have seen her earlier. She's wandering around all the time. And this got up to 9 issues. 10 never came out, but I think they were working on it. I don't know if that was going to be the last issue or if they're going to continue after that, but 9's all we got. And another cool thing about this issue, and about all of the issues, they had this back matter where you have like this the 9-panel grids to cram more story onto the page, and but less pages. And then to pad out, well, not to pad out, to give the reader more content, more value for the money. I remember it was only $2 back when comics were $3. And he would have this back matter. Yeah, and this one had like it's pages from the script, it looks like, but it was always different stuff. It was article, or just more Alice rambling, or articles, or pictures from readers, just cool stuff like that. Oh, Casanova, I never read that, but I heard it was good. That was Matt Fraction. He sucks, so it probably wasn't that good. But yeah, that's Fell. It was a great book, and it's so great. I did something I never do. I double dipped. Put that over there. I got the hardback edition. They didn't print too many of these, but it wasn't hard to find. I don't remember if I ordered it from my comic book store or from Amazon. But one time I went to the Baltimore Comic Con, and Ben Templesmith was there, and I had to get me some of that. Oh, there you go. And he thought, I thought it was fun. I saw Ben Templesmith at 2 conventions, and he thought, at the first one, I don't know what he thought. He just signed my book. I asked him if he had Tommy Rott for sale. He was selling books. Tommy Rott was his first art collection. And I'll show you some art. And yeah, there you go. But it's not in print anymore, and I can't find it anywhere. So I asked him when he was there, and he didn't have any. So I didn't get anything that day. But then I saw him again at another convention, and I got him to sign my copies. I can't even remember what that book was called. What was the book? It was like a demon or something, fighting something. I don't know. It's a 4-issue miniseries, and I got him to sign the first issue of that and the 0 issue of Wormwood, which was like a collection of a couple of short comics, and then the #1 issue was the first issue of that series. But I love the dude. He's one of my favorite artists, and I like his writing too. And I got him to sign that, and we talked a little bit, and he thought that I was just gonna like flip his book on eBay or something, like, oh, I got a Ben Templesmith sign, you wanna buy it for $5 or something? I don't know it. And I was like, no, I'm not selling this, I'm gonna keep it. I got you to sign my Fell and maybe something else. And yeah, we talked a bit. He told me about a Patreon, which I never signed up for. I feel kind of scummy, but I just don't sign up for stuff like that. If the book's out, I buy it. I buy anything he writes. So, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that. This was my comic, Fell #1. Awesome comic. Don't be scared to ask women out. That's stupid. How else would anyone ever get together? There'd be no more kids if people stopped asking people to go out. So don't. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next time.